Introduction. Hello and welcome. My name is Timothy Elliott, and today I want to take you on a journey through a crisis hidden in plain sight: poverty in the UK. Picture this: a child in Birmingham skips meals to save money for heating. A pensioner in Glasgow chooses between prescriptions and groceries. These aren't scenes from a Dickens novel. This is Britain in 2024. Poverty here is complex. It's evolved from Victorian workhouses to modern-day food banks, and it's deeply intertwined with policy choices. Over the next 9 minutes, we'll untangle 3 key threads: what poverty means, how it's changed over time, and why measuring it is so contentious. Let's start with a fundamental question. What does it truly mean to be poor in one of the wealthiest nations on earth? Slide 2. Definitions of poverty. Poverty isn't one size fits all. Let's break it down. First, absolute poverty, a term etched into history by Seebohm-Rowntree's studies of Victorian Britain. It's about severe deprivation, no food, no shelter, no basic needs. Globally, 10% of people live on less than $2 a day. In the UK, this extreme poverty is rare, but not extinct. Since 2017, food bank use has surged by 128%, with the Trussell Trust distributing 3 million emergency parcels last year alone. Now, contrast that with relative poverty, a measure of inequality. Sociologist Peter Townsend argued in 1979 that poverty isn't just survival, it's exclusion from societal norms. Fast forward to 2023, a survey found that 1 in 3 low-income families can't afford birthday parties for their children. Imagine the stigma: a child unable to invite friends over because their parents can't afford cake. Critics, like MP Jacob Rees-Mogg, claim relative poverty dilutes the term. But let's confront that with data. 6.7 million Britons faced food insecurity last year. Poverty isn't just empty wallets. It's empty cupboards, empty social calendars, and, as Mind's 2022 study shows, a 3-fold increase in depression rates. This is poverty's invisible toll. Slide 3. How poverty has changed. To understand today's crisis, we must look back. Post-World War II, the Beveridge Report birthed the welfare state, nearly eradicating absolute poverty. But by the 1970s, stagflation and oil crises strained the system. Then came the 1980s, Thatcher's era of neoliberalism. Policies like Right to Buy boosted home ownership but slashed social housing. Unemployment hit 12%, and by 1997, 4.5 million children lived in poverty. The 2000s brought Labour's tax credits, cutting child poverty by 800,000. But post-2010 austerity reversed these gains. The bedroom tax and benefit caps pushed 400,000 into poverty. By 2022, 14.4 million people, twice the population of London, lived in relative poverty. Then, COVID-19 struck. 11.7 million workers were furloughed. 1.5 million still rely on universal credit. Now, energy bills have soared by 54%, and nearly half of low-income households are in debt. This isn't just history, it's a wake-up call. Policy choices shape who's left behind. Slide 4. Measuring poverty. How do we measure something as complex as poverty? Let's dissect 3 methods. First, income thresholds, the UK's 60% median income benchmark. But this ignores regional disparities. A single parent earning $25,000 in London, where rent averages $100 to $800 a month, faces a very different reality than in Newcastle, where rent is $750. Second, the Material Deprivation Index. It asks, can you afford essentials? In 2023, 29% of UK households couldn't save $10 a month. That's deprivation. Third, the Social Metrics Commission. This hybrid model factors in unavoidable costs, like disability care. Take a disabled parent spending 30% of their income on healthcare. They might earn a middle income but still live in poverty. Globally, the EU includes enforced deprivation, e.g. unpaid bills, while the US uses outdated absolute thresholds. Here's the catch: no metric is perfect. Hybrid models are politically charged, but they're our best hope for accuracy. Slide 5. Conclusion and call to action. To conclude, poverty is a policy choice. Absolute deprivation may be rare, but relative poverty traps millions in cycles of exclusion. Outdated metrics blind us to realities, and austerity has deepened despair. But solutions exist. Reinstate the 20 universal credit uplift. Build 150,000 social homes a year. Volunteer at food banks. Support campaigns like End Child Poverty. As inflation hits 11% and food banks become the new normal, silence is complicity. Let's redefine poverty, not by numbers, but by action. Thank you.